by 10 minutes.
I think it's going to be a...
It looks like a very passive.
What? Are you kidding?
God, they're not going to get into it. They're not going to get into it, man.
What? Okay, I'm going to go 16 plus.
Do it. I'm going to go 11 to 15.
Okay.
Fire Strike already out. PPD. The arrow flies in, and welcome to First Blood. PPD is already going to drop. Not even 42 seconds to the Foghorn.
Passive, Toby.
Hey, I'm happy when I'm wrong on that one. Team with the most runes picked up by the 10-minute mark.
I'm going
30 seconds to battle.
There's a wisp, though.
Yeah, it's how much can Wings really try and contest it? Do they come down every single time to stop the IO?
Yeah, I think they have the Sand King. The Sand King Mirana threat is I think, a lot to deal with this early. With like the very long cooldown Grave. I'm going with Wings. And they have First Blood. They should secure themselves that minimum one. And actually, okay, Sumail is actually on the Huskar, and the Universe is on the Bat Rider. And
okay.
Bat Rider will be in the safe lane.
And Fear is on the Slaughter. So
okay.
So they run the mid Huskar with the safe lane Universe and then the off lane Slaughter. They do have a lot of sustain, like this dual lane between PPD as well as Fear is going to be really hard to kill. And is this Wings also changing their lanes up a bit? Ice is moving up north. Yep, Timber is just TP'd down to the bottom lane. So Wings are already adjusting. They have the Observer Ward on the hillside, which let them see PPD and Fear moving down here, and they've already adjusted.
And in the mid lane, I think the 2-on-2 should favor Viper earlier. However, it's going to be hard for either of them to CS. Wisp, we already see start off with a TP scroll, just in case things get a little bit hairy in that lane or the other lanes.
When you've got Nio in this lane, like Sumail should be able to go ham. Just needs a couple of levels.
Timbersaw really needs level 2 before he can start doing stuff. He went for Whirling Death. He actually missed the Whirling Death for the First Blood, but he is not going to have an easy time this start.
It's a sad thing for Ice when it comes to the lane. Like, we've been seeing a lot of caustic finale builds arriving for an SK, but he needs the Barrier Strike so they can ensure the First Blood.
Yep.
So he just has to wait out that lane before he can try and zone the bat.
Denied.
Universe can just do it tough for now.
They need to prevent Wisp from getting the runes. It's one of the most important things to winning the Wisp +1 matchup in the mid. Or else him just getting the bottle charge is very annoying, but him healing up the Huskar for 1.5x, usually that's like 2.5 runes per rune.
Oh, Sumail, he's really, really low. Like, Zai is doing as much as he can. He's still got 2 bottle charges up his sleeve. Sumail's still got the salve as well, but it is showing the fact that Shadow and Innocence are able to bully Sumail out for now. Give him 2 levels, and that's not going to be the case anymore. It's like the same with Fear. Like, Fear actually got really like up in the face of Faith, pushing him back underneath his own tier 1 tower, while Universe has a crack on top lane. Mirana really, really low, leaving back behind the tower. Flame Break gets you put him in a really bad position. He was forced to napalm touch when Universe started that, and he Flame Breaked him into the Firefly.
Level 1 Flame Break plus Napalm does a surprising amount of damage. It catches a lot of people by surprise.
They're going to go again on bottom lane. Quick little poison touch. There's no Timber Chain leveled up here for the Timbersaw, and Fear's Crush well off the mark.
And the Whirling Death. The Whirling Death is important because it reduces Slardar's damage by a decent amount.
You actually wonder if like killing was even on that.
Or an arrow on the top lane. Universe gets nailed after the Burrow Strike, and that will be second blood.
Wow, nicely done for Wings. Ice actually prepped that one perfectly. He had a double damage rune and did the initial chip damage onto Universe. Then Universe just thought he can come back in again. Pays the price with his life.
And the Wisp TP top to try and prevent that death from happening.
Which opens up Ice to come into the mid. He doesn't actually, he's got stick charges so he can Burrow Strike if he comes into the mid lane. And with the Obs and Sentry down, Wings can be feeling pretty confident that they've got the vision advantage here. Even though, like, during daytime, Sumail has a good wide berth.
If he steps down those stairs,
well, Sumail won't do it, but on bottom lane, Faith initiated on. Fear, well, he keeps the charge going, but 10 reactive armor charges, that's a little bit too much, and Sumail walked down the stairs. They're coming back over, but Ice has been chased down by a range creep, and Zai's already made his way back into the mid lane.
He only came to mid just because the only because the Wisp was on his way. Oracle and Io fighting for the bottom rune, and it looks like Oracle might be in a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, he's going to get flanked. PPD comes in, blocks a stairwell. Innocence can't get up, and then they try and completely block him in with the illusions. But Fear will move over, gets the last hit. Nice for him too, it puts him over 1k gold, but that blink dagger timing may not be too late.
They're looking pretty decent over here. Huskar does not have that much CS. Smail is only sitting at 9, and Viper is dominating with 22.
You think this lane, like, they should be able to zone him out more once the other lanes become more perilous? Because then Innocent kind of sits in the mid, right? But then he has to, or else Samel's going to kill him.
Top lane, I think that's a bigger issue.
They're going again on bottom lane. Crush him 1 second time. Hits him. Actually used the Timber Chain, but Faith is just a little bit too tanky. And they get the rotation in from the Sand King.
Good TP responses by Wings in this early game.
And these lanes, it just seems to be like a bit of a range peppering, but there's still so much sustain.
PPD and Fear trying to wrap around the mid lane and make it a 4-on-2. They do have an observer ward on the south side, but I think this will catch them off guard.
Oh, here they come. Fear running from behind. They're focusing over on Shadow. Samael, how much damage have you really got with the burning spears? And Fear to help him out. They have enough. It's actually Zai who finds the kill, but there's a quick collateral. As Blink was able to arrive at just the right time, and PPD will go down.
Play by Innocence there. He used Fate's Edict on the Huskar, so that kill was actually much more difficult, and they had to commit much closer to the tower and made that 1-4-1. Not terribly great losing the Viper. He also did not spend his unreliable gold prior to dying over there, and looks like Zai will get a free bottle refill with PPD's TP in the middle lane, certainly helping out him in the Huskar.
Also a little bit of a pain in the butt when Samael, just before that fight started, he used Inner Vitality, and Innocent's Fortunes ended it off. So Samael actually started that fight really, really low too. No extra support. Universe wants definitely to crack up on the top lane with the Blink Lasso. He is moved over. He's got the crush for the timing. Remember, they've still got Leap available, but it will not happen in time. So Universe finds himself a kill, quickly TPs himself down to bottom lane so they don't miss out on any of the experience. And this will allow now Fear to farm up on the top.
And he's doing very well in terms of farm. He was at like 23 CS just a few minutes ago, but having help out mid, having help out bot or top lane will slow down his blink dagger unless he gets his tower on top, but it's still alive and healthy. Ice trying to lay some deep observer wards, slow down the blink dagger timing, and he will place it. Pretty sure Zai did not see that.
No, he didn't see it. I actually did check the vision. Like he didn't have any side around the tree line. But what they did see was the SK TPing down, and they also saw the Oracle moving, thanks to Dire Observer Wall that's on just to the west of the bot lane. So EG are aware of the rotation of Wings. They just don't know where Ice and Innocence have ended up.
That ward blocked the spawn too, not only scouting it out. And Huskar still trying to work towards his armlet. Will not be a very fast armlet. This is about the time that you see a free farming Huskar get his armlet. 6-7 minutes.
Smoke move from Ice and Innocence. They'll head up to the top lane. And Fear will have to be tested. They can't just Moonlight Shadow themselves in, however, mainly because the amplification being on Mirana makes this a little bit less of a secret plan. And now, while Ice gets revealed, so does Innocence, the smoke breaks, and Fear is back underneath the tier 1 tower in relative safety.
That was some fast sense by Slardar over there. It was under nighttime too, so he had only a little bit of time to react. And that's a level 3 Sand King stun that has Tranquil and Windlace, so
they really want to go for this.
Yeah, I don't think they saw that PPD was there though. PPD popped that Observer Ward right down, and we'll see Ice retreat back towards the safety of the Seeker Shop.
Confidence from Fear when he can just sprint himself forward, but he had double amplification up. Alright, so things have remained fairly passive for the start of this game, only 6 kills in 8 minutes. Everyone must be waiting for their critical timings, and what are we looking for as far as timings?
Huskar Armlet is the first one, Blink Dagger on Fat Rider and or Slaughter is the second one, but it looks like Universe might be going for the drums build with the Windlace and the Bracer in his stash.
That was a really heavy commitment from Wings. It looked like they believed they had Samel when Ice TP'd in. Potentially could have Burrow strike forward, but it's the top lane where now they're going to go with the amplification into the crush. Mirana, PPD, the Shadow Wave, Peel Bomb. It goes on the Mirana, they're going to turn damage into PPD, find that kill. The Fear wants to go for more. The crush on the Ice, but he has the second placement. Dying to get another kill. That makes it 3 for the IO out, the 5 that EG have taken.
Got him with his leap down. Nice play from Fear though. I think Fear's really keeping his team together in this early game. And making plays in all of the lanes. And slowing down the Mirana, who was... She was number one network leader for quite some time. She was like 3,300 when everyone else was a little above 2,000. Now that's equalized quite a bit, and he's halfway to his Blink Dagger.
Still CS-wise, you can see how Wings are holding control of the lanes, but overall, like, it's still only maybe 700 gold going the way of Wings. Net worth, the experience just slipping the way in favor of EG.
And let's see, the Mirana has not really had an opportunity to use Moonlight Shadow, as you mentioned, and I mean, EG has an observer ward in all 3 of the lanes, so they are actually kind of well prepared for that Batrider with an invisibility rune, trying to look out for Shadow.
PPD,
level 3 Corrosive.
A little bit of trouble, Power Strike through into the follow-up arrow. Support's coming over from Universe, but it's way too late. With the Invis rune, he can't get any kind of follow-up here. Mainly because he's just got no teammates next to him. Psyduck didn't have relocate yet, so they can't just drag in Samel.
Samel still needs 2 pieces of his armlet, only the Helm of Iron Will and the Gloves of Haste. Universe may be setting up for someone, but he needs someone else to come over. Slardar, no TP. Huskar not interested in leaving that mid lane, so it will just expire.
I think Zai's realized, like, he's not even attempting to put the stack here. He's realized there's an observer ward. Up next to Team Drop Universe. Okay, he's got Lasso. Fates let him set up a little bit, and now there's your jump in with a relocate. I was able to have it.
Nice tome usage by Zai. I think he was just level 5 at
he was.
Yeah, and then he picked up the tome and then they relocated. That was very unexpected by Wings. Whenever you're playing against the Wisp, you constantly pull down a score tab trying to see what level the Wisp is. And they did have eyes on him too, so they didn't even have to do that.
He was standing on top of the Obs ward and showing the fact that he was level 5.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to next level. He's like, hey, I'm level 5, guys. I know you see me.
Yeah, we can give him the credit for it at least, even if he didn't intend it. Unintentional awesomeness. Alright, so EG now just leading by 1 kill. But there's still no map control to be taken. This looks like a big brawler game between Wings and EG just brewing.
I think EG is about to explode though pretty soon. The Blink on the Slardar and the Arblet on the Huskar, I think they could force a fight into the Roche pit, which they should be able to control very well because of the Batrider inside the pit, as well as the threat of the split push and the relocate on the side lanes with the IO. So they can spread Wings up around the map and just take Roche at their leisure. Unless they have a move on the top lane, Fear.
That's what they're looking for. PPD's in the neighborhood. The lead forward into the arrow. Fear will go down. PPD could not get the Shallow off in time, but Universe looks for some revenge. He does not have Lasso. It's on cooldown for another 3 seconds. With the 10-1 charges. Doesn't commit. 4 heroes from Wings arriving on the top lane.
What a time to kill Slardar. He was just a couple 100 gold away.
Slow down that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, they
and
set
Wings
up
keep chasing. Like, TI6 is going in very deep on the dire jungle.
Just want to make sure that they don't have any stacks. Just scouting it out, and now they see a 2.
Found 1. Mirana could potentially steal some of that too if he wants to with the arrow. But
you're looking for those juicy 4-5 stacks, Toby.
That would give a lot of money. Always feels very weird when you see a Mirana. Like almost every Mirana we had yesterday was Narcane Boot Mirana.
He likes his face, and he also likes. I saw him get like level 2 leap at like level 4 or something. I don't know. He does strange things on it.
PPD in trouble, gonna self-grave very quickly. The relocate's coming in, however. This will bring Samel to the front line. Still doesn't have that armor up just yet. But with the exit prepared by Isai, the forest strike in. Samel's in trouble. Zai can't keep him alive. The relocate, it doesn't even have time to end. They're 2 seconds. But he gets sliced up by the Timbersaw. And Universe and PPD are stuck underneath their tier 1 tower with Wings circling like sharks. And when they drag the creep wave down, this is now a license to dive. Universe does not have a TP scroll. He's got another 11 seconds till his
Dire's
Firefly
top
comes
tower
back off
is under
cooldown.
attack.
And TI6 is going to have a lot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And
attack.
this is one of the things about Wings that I think makes them very strong, is that they overcommit to ganks. It's like, oh, I only see 2 people going on our Dazzle, we're going to relocate 3, and oh wait, their whole entire team is here, and if Oracle weren't there, that would have just been EG getting 2 very, very easy kills.
We're going to see it again. So Sumail arrives in. Faith very deep in, but by timber chaining off to the side, he drags EG into the unfavorable position. But we come back live and they battle it up in the mid lane. EG again fighting underneath towers. This time it's the Radiant Tower. In the 2-for-1 trade-off, they bring down the Viper. But Sumail goes
Radiant's
down again.
middle tower is under attack.
That was a Blink Dagger reveal up on Fear, trying to look for a +1 as he circles around. However, they do not have an Observer Ward plop down. They don't have good vision behind the tower. In a sense, not in a good spot here.
Fierce still doesn't see him though. The vision. Now he'll get a glimpse. Crush up,
Radiant's
amplify
middle
him,
tower
gets
is
an
under
extra
attack.
bash just for good measure.
Dire's
And
top
PPD
tower
will
is
help him
under
out.
attack.
Innocence looking to deny himself up to the Ancients, but can't reach the golems in time.
Maybe he thought he had a little bit more mana. I was surprised he didn't disarm the Slardar. Arrow misses Slardar by a good margin, and Sumail finally has completed his armlet.
Took a while.
Long time.
And this is like a straight armor too. There's no strength throws behind it. There's no extra items coupling apart from the magic wand. Sumail still needs
Dire's
more
middle
time
tower
to get
is
some
under
strength
attack.
behind this Husker, and not just rely on Zai. Even though Zai has still got 4 kills and 1 death to his name, so he's walking around with Urna as well as Arcane Boots.
And the Dire team is circling around the bottom rune.
TI6 is coming in. He fires strike on the Zai with Fear right there. Blink Crush with the damage for face. So big with the timber chain through, but it's the Eds the one to die. Zai had the 1 charges up his sleeve. So they regen up
Dire's
nice
middle
and quick.
tower is under attack.
And they're circling. Universe, the flame break, they're trying to push him back in closer. Sentry Ward down by PPD will reveal Shadow with the rest of Wings. They are all here in Spider-Man style Dota, even though there's 4 of them alive. Sumail, the life break is up. Does he want to jump? And who's he jump towards? Faith is the one imitating away with Fear. A great rush. They hold him there, but then the Darker, they turn and fight. Faith being portal up on time thanks to the Oracle. He will probably still pop. No, he won't as he regens up more than enough. Underneath the tier 1 tower, and now it's EG who are on the run. Sumail is too low. 1 whirling dazzle, 1 punch. But Timber finds another kill. They fire strike to the west. They attack to the east. And EG, they are killed all the way across the Radiant jungle. Universe will survive, but EG found themselves way too deep and way too outnumbered.
Oracle is the new hot support. EG had coordinated so well to try and get that kill before the false promise came out, but he casts it like when they're at 10%. Normally when you're an Oracle player, you're like, oh god, I don't want to cast it before they die. You don't want to cast too early or they won't commit, and you don't want to cast too late or that person is just in the grave. Same with the Dazzle, but the Dazzle has much less of an impact, I feel like, than the Oracle of this game.
Yeah.
Mostly because the Huskar has been very weak, but like the Huskar went in really deep, the Slardar went in very deep, and they just got destroyed by that damage from the Timbersaw. My goodness.
EG's going for another hunt. So Fear's gonna have to blink crush this mid lane. They're looking to Shadow. This time around, there's no friends from the neighborhood. They're TPing over the tier 1 tower, and EG, it's like they're trying to take a leaf out of Wing's book right now. Bring 5 players to every single team fight. Then you should be covered.
Radiant's
If
middle
they
tower
secure
is
this
under
tower,
attack.
Roshan will be opened up, and maybe Sumail
Radiant structures
can get a
are
foothold in
fortified.
this game. Yeah, I think that's how you do respond. You're like, okay, well, you guys are going to send 5 Zai. A little bit of danger.
The arrow's going to fly up. He'll avoid it. They're moving over, so Zai's going to tether target.
This Timbersaw is very farming though. He has 12 Bloodstone
Dire's
charges
bottom
and
tower
6
is under
kills.
attack. Dire's
And
bottom
it's
tower
kind of the
is
dream.
Well, they're
playing
coming to
versus
defense.
heroes.
Radiant's middle tower
Fetus
is
is
under
willing to get
attack.
back. Defensive lead from PPD. But Wings has brought everybody apart from the Marana into that
Radiant's
mid.
middle
Okay,
tower
they're not
has
going to... I
fallen.
thought for a moment they were going to go because the TP timing.
They didn't see the whip. I think it's suicide to go on the Huskar when you don't see one of the defensive heroes. They'll just heal him up, he'll be really low and just output a ton of damage while armlet toggling, and then get Graves if he's in severe danger. And now Wings has an added toolkit to their arsenal. The Ag Scepter complete on the Marana, 19 minutes in. Pretty good timing.
And they're instantly going to put it to work. The smoke maneuver from Wings.
There's been a lot of missed spells. I've just seen Timbersaw miss maybe
Dyer's middle
4
tower
plus
is
whirling
under
discs.
attack.
Missed the chain
Dyer's
right there. Not the biggest
structures
deal
are
though,
fortified.
PPD. Out in no man's land.
Ice going forward, gets the stun, follow up arrow. Zai tries to tether in to save the Dazzle.
Dyer's middle
Well, he
tower
wasn't committing
has
a relocate with that one. It was more just a tether for heal.
Wings are giving them no chance to secure this roast. They like don't split up and farm when there's an okay
Dyer's
opportunity.
middle tower
Like
is under
sometimes you'll
attack.
see teams like, oh, let's push towers. We're stronger than them 5-on-5. But if you push a tower, you're like for top tower, for example, you're just going to be opening that up for them, and they are just trying to gain control of this top side of the map, dropping down deep observer wards.
And they actually were scouting out Batrider farming. Ban, some Universe may have noticed that because he was fireflying up, and that's what revealed the SK when he threw down the ward. He came out of Moonlight Shadow.
So this Viper's not been super effective. 0-4, trying to work on a Dragonlance, but he's been the brunt of a lot of the ganks from EG.
Didn't he do his job though, right? Like he was just meant to keep Samael
Dyer's
down
top tower
in the
is
early
under attack.
Definitely
stages.
did that.
Yeah, and with the help of Oracle, like it worked perfectly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
EG
attack.
trying to get aggressive again. This time it's going to be the mid lane. Faith, long timber chain back, former place of his tier 1 tower, so there was no easy jump. And that's thanks to these two observer wards mid lane as well as inside the Dire jungle. They just see every maneuver.
To be very careful about where they farm out and where they have the reserve rewards. Any one hero can easily die to a blink, Slardog Crush, into a relocate. So, or lasso plus relocate. So there are multiple threats coming out from EG, and Wings have to stay a little bit safe. And EG constantly eyeing for opportunities in each of the 3 lanes.
Well, that observer ward's able to see a little bit. At least get a glimpse of Ice as well as Faith. By Fear is now blinking himself away from the mid. But EG are preparing themselves on top lane. Like, Universe can TP down the bottom lane if he really needs to. Universe also did go for that drums into Etherlands, but he still needs to reach the Blink Dagger.
Oracle has
Radiant's top
really
tower is under
been
attack. Radiant
waiting for the
structures
lasso,
are
and
fortified.
this is generally how you'll see the
Dyer's
Batriders
bottom
play
tower
against the
is under
hard
attack.
lasso counter.
Radiant's top
Is
tower is
just
falling.
napalming, flame breaking, being super annoying, and just saving your lasso until the perfect moment, which is not at the start of the fight like you normally see Batriders. So I like this from Batrider. This is a mark of a very experienced Batrider player.
They still need a way to get rid of that Oracle early
Dyer's
on.
bottom
Like, a
tower
good
is under
relocate
attack.
position could do that. Like, Innocence is always at
Radiant's
the back
top
lines.
tower is under attack.
You just can't get forward, and even if you think you do, like Ice is always there with their Sandal lens, so you're gonna find yourself in a world of hurt.
Dyer's
It's also
bottom tower
their
has
tanks
fallen.
playing very well. Like the
Radiant's
Viper,
top
as you mentioned, is
tower is
doing a good
under
job. He's out in
attack.
front. They have to get past him to get through the Oracle. And it's just, they're never like playing super far back. And dying for that reason is pretty decent. So Wings don't fall for the trap of defending the T1 tower on top, although
Oh, that chain forward. Samel's gonna make a run. We're gonna Centaur War Runner as well. Headed up north.
they trade the bottom T2 for the top one, which is like, even if it were a T1 for a T1, it would still favor Wings because of the Roshan control. And now they're slowly eliminating the control points that EG has around that. And I think like Huskar not getting Aegis just means like his timer is just gonna expire much sooner. Huskar tends to fall off. I would say maybe 30, 35 plus once heroes start getting BKBs. Not that Wings have any good BKB carriers, but it's still around that time where his magic damage just isn't as strong as it used to be. And like once he dies a lot, and once he doesn't have a good early game, and then compound that with him not getting the Aegis, then that timer becomes 5 to 10 minutes earlier than normal.
At the time at which being flashed up there by Nox, the average game time, like that's going to be a little bit extended through this series, as both teams, they can still go hammer and tongs at each other, but no one's really looking to go high ground just yet. Right now, EG is just looking to go mid lane. The Observer Ward's down, so they see Shadow. There's support nearby in the form of the Oracle, but Innocence is already backing up, looking like he's preparing to do a small stack, potentially, or they do their own smoke. Yeah, four-man group up. They go for a smoke. Top lane relocates on the way. They're looking for the Mirana. He's worth a lot of money. And PPD is the man to find the kill. But it's a full 5-man group to ensure that.
And for smoking, they found the win. And
I think they were expecting more than an IO to come back then.
now they're immediately starting on the Roach with a DD on the Viper. I don't know if EG has wind of this. And they likely don't expect them to do Roach without the Mirana. The Mirana being a much more important hero for Wings than the Wisp to EG, but the damage output from the Viper, it's going down slowly. They actually do not have vision around the pit, but EG will start suspecting something very soon when none of the heroes have shown.
If maybe if there was like one Observer Ward from EG in the Radiant jungle, this would be flagging a lot faster, but they put their Observer Ward in the mid lane as well as next to the Radiant Secret Shop, but they're coming in close now. PPD puts down the sentry, Roshan is pretty low, and EG, can they smell the blood in the water? And right now they're actually going over towards Ancient, while Innocence and Shadow, they're still finishing the job inside the pit. Sentry wards are going down for PPD, but they still don't see inside the pit. Now the Obs ward is being placed. They realize the Obs ward is up, but the Sentry ward that may reveal enough. Faith moving forward underneath that Sentry, but Roshan, she's gonna go down. Viper is the Aegis to the Immortal, and EG, they were backing out. Maybe expected Wings to be attacking in, but either way, Wings just got away with Roshan's murder.
They expected they were playing around the Timbersaw. The Timbersaw showed himself on the bottom side. He was threatening the T3, and I think they were expecting like a gank wraparound to gank the party that was going to gank the Timbersaw. That's what they were positioned for, and they that's just not something that you expect. This Viper lineup doing the Roach with their most farmed hero dead, and that's just very difficult to predict.
It's EG's turn for the wraparound. Yep. They've been prepped up a little bit. They had the Frost Ogre, so there's a little bit of extra cold armor.
Everyone on the north side.
Ooh, Fear's showing himself. This is a little bit too much obvious bait. So the scouting arrow thrown into the tree lines. It will miss Sumail.
But look at Shadow. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna beat on your T2 with my Dragon Lance.
Middle tower is under attack.
Range is a beautiful thing. So is backdoor regeneration. Almost beating it.
There's one melee creep and they ping it out. He is their hero.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower belongs to Wings. That leaves only one remaining outer tower right now from EG, and that's up on top lane. By the looks of it, not in any position to defend this. In fact, they're already moving down to bottom lane, and Wings, you gotta say, they always seem to be in the right place at the right time. Always preparing beforehand. They're making EG look left when they go right.
We don't have a TP on the Mirana though, so it might not be a large-scale engagement. Maybe looking to just stop TPs as they try and defend Wings. Likely looking to collect the last second, but
it's a relocate they have to stop. That's to be the main thing that's going to bring Fear back. So they are arriving in the base, so Shadow starts attacking into the tier 3 tower. Epicenter preparing on bottom. The Baron's like here in Sumail. And forward from Zion, not with a relocation, triggers the mech, but already they've lost the slaughter. Sumail has to try and stand his ground. He can't attack for the moment. Innocence has held him at bay in the Moonlight Shadow. They're playing the infinite game, looking for Zai the Wisp, Iron Spirit, able to slash down the SK, but the damage is just so big from Wings. They bring down all three on the bottom. For the trade-off of the SK and the tier 1 tower.
Oh, it was a pretty good play by Wings right there. They had set up, notice the TPs on the south side too. They didn't see the TP until the BOT was already coming out, and they just thought it was a solo TP. The Epicenter comes out on 2. Some misspells here and there. Burrow Strike narrowly misses Sumail right here, and he actually ends up paying for it by dying for the Wisp Balls, but still, they do get 2 prize heroes, only at the cost of a T1 and a Sand King. Actually, 3 heroes. Well, I wouldn't really call Wisp prized.
Well, considering how many kills I've managed to get through this game, maybe he is. Like that's 7 kills and 4 deaths now on the IO.
They have gotten 2 kills and 1 support. Sumail being support.
Yeah. That's actually really crazy when you think about it. Like between PPD as well as Zai, yeah, that's not a good stat when you have 5 kills on cause.
Okay, I want this game to go 20 minutes longer so I can see the Oracle Ags. I have never seen it in a competitive game yet.
I don't think it has to go 20 minutes, man. Like, he's only 1k away. But with a fall of the mid-racks, he's probably going to have enough money for it.
Do you know what the Ags does? I wouldn't even blame you, because...
Oh, no, educate.
Purifying Flame cooldown reduced, I believe, to 1 second. Yeah, 1 second cooldown.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower has
Good
fallen.
speed arrowed up. Now here comes your representative from Ironside. Zai gonna block the region and she gets a relocate back onto the team for the towers, allowing the Mel to beat down Innocent. They've brought down the Oracle. This is what EG needs to defend. Then again, have they got none sustained for it? There's the kill. The Huskar brings down the SK. That's thanks to the Burning Spears finishing the job. Shadow doesn't really have a lot of mana to work with. He has, however, the Aegis team all of a fear. Flame Crush with the extra bat. They burn through the Aegis to Mel. Caught the front lines a little bit too far out, but now they can move over towards Shadow. The live break forward, looking for the Viper with the crush. They can catch Piranha as well. Piranha from below, they get through Shadow. Samael, the Shallow Grave lets him fight, lets him toggle, and looking for even more kills. Got to be wary of that Chakram, not to mention the Invis battle with the MK for the Piranha. They know exactly where to go. Pulling forward with a chain facing in the middle of EG. Universe perfectly facing himself, so you're impossible to get faced. Get the damage on him to find the kill. Middle of suicide. I mean, EG don't get to take the full glory, but they defend. They push Wings out. They lose their tier 3 tower. They hold on to their wraps.
And that's the TI5 EG right there. That amount of teamwork coming out. Zai with a very clutch relocate, saving Fear from the grips of death.
That was such last minute as well.
And very nice Manta dodge right there too. Dodging the light break, and they were so close to killing so many people. A PvD with the Grave, the armor toggling the inner bit, and with the amp to chase. Very tough tail for Wings as they try and make their high ground breach. They do end up getting half damage on the Rex and the T3 down, but certainly not worth it. And the hero that bought back was a Huskar, who was already pretty poor to begin with. I'm pretty sure he gained gold out of that buyback, which is actually a pretty rare scenario nowadays with that huge debuff post-buyback.
It's also not great when your half damage was on the melee racks. That thing's regenerating up quickly, and by the time Wings is ready to come back in, it may be full again.
I don't know if Viper's the best Aegis carrier. He dies the most, but he doesn't seem that useful if he dies twice, because he can't get back in position. Like, he just gets swarmed by the Slaughter and the Huskar. I think the Marana might actually be better. She does a lot more sustained damage. Viper's like, I don't know. He just seems underwhelming.
She does put herself in a lot more peril with that Aghanims too. Always jumping in. But at the same time, like her last jump in, was met by the crush of Fear. Fear's positioning during these fights has also been amazing. It's going to get even easier now. It's completed up that BKB. So controlling up Fear is pretty much in the hands of the Viper at the moment. Here you got Blink, Force, Gem, Lens on Universe. They'll see a lot of this coming. Zai's walking around with full Greaves on an IO. Wow. Yeah. That's a lot of money on the IO.
A lot of times you don't even see Wisps get boots. Let alone Greaves.
Hey, he's finished the whole thing. And Wings is pushing in through the top lane. They don't have everything with them just yet. They're actually bringing a smoke over. They're going to smoke directly into EG. EG moving up, get the Blink Crush over on face to the far end side. They hit the ring. Universe is caught out. With the ball, they get epicenter. The battle for the life is the Shallow Grave. But will it be enough? Diamond has 2 different timers. Spell it just to control his way through this. Impossible when you get Burrow striked up by Eyesight. 3 Euros lost from EG. Diamond TV out, but unsuccessfully. 4 down for the count. They brought down the Viper. EG thought they were going to be the aggressors, but once again, Wings, they bring everybody to gate crash the EG party.
Wow,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Slaughter had already went on to the Timbersaw, and then right as it happens, he blinks and catches out all the follow-up on top of their main stunner not being able to stop it. So the Battleriders way too far away to Flame Break or Lasso him, and then everyone else is like, I can't stop this epicenter. That's the important command. Release it there, EG, get the hell out. There's your Aghanim Scepter. It's over on Innocence now. Never seen it before. Most Oracles will just go for Aether Lens because it's a lot safer, and you can stay at range so you don't get lassoed by the Batrider. But this is a nice twist. Let's see how effective it is.
It's the confidence with the capital Wings.
Confidence would be getting a Kuka eggs.
That would be confidence. Just boat it after boat it, and this is it again. A perfect Burrow strike into the epicenter. You're looking at Zayev's team, he's like, what do we do? We'll tether and hold each other, but no one was holding Sumail through this.
Yeah, they try to grave him, but the damage had already been done. Universe, their, I guess maybe secondary damage dealer. Third. Yeah, third.
But this was the weakness you're talking about during the drafting phase. It's like who else is really your damage dealer? You want to put Fear on the front lines with the BKB, he's able to do that, but not in those scenarios, not when you get Burrow Strike initiate. So EG want to be the aggressors, Blink Crush, it doesn't catch Piranha, but they're relocating and the BKB throws up the arrow, but it's back kill over on Gentleman, in comes Einstein again, a great epicenter, hitting all of EG, Universal Pump, it's all over it, just purify everybody right now. Don't fear, back up with the Blink Crush, he needs to do some work, but right now it's 1 on 3, it is what he'd like to have, he just gets shredded apart, the double chakrams, and GG well played. EG will fall at the 35-minute mark.
Wow. Wings
have just won game number 1 of the 2-game series to kick off their international run.
That was pretty convincing, I think, coming out from Wings, and I would also say pretty convincing coming out from EG too. I don't think that Huskar is in their normal repertoire of heroes, and Sumail, that's not really the type of hero that we think of when we think of Sumail. We think of more the playmakers, not the Superman type hero that we see. But overall,
he could have made plays if he just got a better start in the